Long ago and far away, in enchanted lands across the seas, lived kings and queens, princes and princesses, good fairies and wicked witches, ferocious giants and gentle dwarfs. Their adventures and stories have been told for hundreds of years. Open the pages and listen to the words, and you too can join the magical world of Once Upon a Time. Pinocchio. Once upon a time, there was a carpenter called Antonio. One day, he was sitting at his table when suddenly it started to wobble. One of the table legs had fallen off. "You poor old thing," said Antonio. "You're old and wobbly like me now. But don't worry, I can make you as good as new again." So Antonio found himself a good piece of wood and set to work straight away. But as soon as he swung at it with an axe, a little voice cried out, "Don't hit me too hard, kind master." A piece of wood that talks. I must be hearing things, thought Antonio. A little later, there was a knock at the door. It was Antonio's friend, Geppetto. "I'm looking for some wood to make a puppet," he said. So Antonio gave him the piece of wood that talked. As soon as Geppetto got home, he took out his tools and started carving the wood. In no time at all, he had carved out the top of the head and the eyes. Next, Geppetto worked on the puppet's nose and mouth. He'd barely finished the mouth when the puppet began to laugh. After the mouth, Geppetto made the rest of the head and the body. He worked on the arms, hands, and legs last. As soon as he'd finished the legs and feet, the puppet gave him a sharp kick on the nose.
Oh, my goodness.
By now, Geppetto was getting rather excited about this strange puppet that seemed to have a life of its own.
Yes, it's good.
He'd always wanted a child of his own, and now he had the next best thing. "I'll call you Pinocchio, you little rascal," he said. The next day, Geppetto took Pinocchio out into the streets to show him off. But as soon as Geppetto turned round to talk to one of his friends, Pinocchio charged off. "Stop him! Stop him!" cried Geppetto.
You can't catch me!
Although Pinocchio was running very fast, he wasn't looking where he was going, and he ran straight into the arms of a policeman.
"Caught you,"
he said, as he handed him back to Geppetto.
"Now you keep a tight hold on him. The little rascal moves very fast,"
the policeman told him. Geppetto marched Pinocchio home. "You deserve a good beating for running away from me," Geppetto told him. "No, master, please don't beat me," cried Pinocchio. All Geppetto's friends were amazed at what they saw. They thought that Geppetto was bullying Pinocchio.
Oh, no! No, leave the poor little fellow alone!
An old woman cried out.
I'm just a poor puppet! Oh, please!
As they were making their way home, they passed another policeman.
"My wicked master shouts at me and beats me all the time. Please help me escape!"
shrieked Pinocchio. The policeman took pity on Pinocchio, and he marched Geppetto off to prison. Pinocchio found his way back to Geppetto's house on his own. He went to bed straight away, and as the naughty little puppet lay in bed that night, he thought of all the tricks he could get up to in the morning. He was just dozing off when he heard a strange chirping sound coming from the windowsill. When he peeked from under the bedclothes, he saw a cricket sitting there.
"Your naughtiness will bring you a lot of problems if you're not careful,"
it said.
"Any boy who shows no respect for his father and who doesn't go to school will be turned into a donkey. So, my friend, if you don't want to spend the rest of your life eating carrots, you'd better behave yourself."
Pinocchio marched straight over to the window and opened it wide. A strong breeze blew the cricket out into the cold night air.
Hey! That'll teach you to try and tell me what to do. I don't take advice from insects, shouted Pinocchio.
And then he closed the window so that the cricket couldn't get back in again. When Pinocchio woke up, he realized that looking after himself wasn't easy. He didn't have any money, and he couldn't even find any food in the house.
I do wish Geppetto would come back. He was quite kind to me, really,
he sobbed. Suddenly, he heard a knock at the door. A voice cried out,
"Are you there, Pinocchio? Open up, it's Geppetto."
Pinocchio rushed to open the door. As soon as he saw Geppetto, he said,
"I'm sorry for what I've done."
"You look so pale and ill," Geppetto told his little wooden son. "Let me cook you something." So he made him some broth, and they both tucked into a hearty meal. When they had eaten, Geppetto took out his sewing machine and made Pinocchio some new clothes for school. All Pinocchio needed now was a school book, and Geppetto was such a generous man that he sold his coat to buy him one. The next day, Pinocchio was on his way to school when he heard music and laughter coming from a puppet theatre. "I won't bother with school today," he thought. "I'll go to the theatre instead." As he didn't have any money for a ticket, he sold his school book to buy one. Once he was inside the theatre, the puppets made a big fuss of him.
"Let's have a big round of applause for our new star, Pinocchio!"
Harlequin shouted to the audience.
Half a pound of tuppenny rice, half a pound of treacle. That's the way the money goes. Pop goes the weasel.
Everyone clapped wildly when Pinocchio started to dance and sing. But minutes later, there was a deathly silence all over the theatre. The showman had appeared. He was a terrifying figure.
"Pinocchio has ruined my show!"
roared the showman.
"Bring him to me, and I'll stick him on my fire!"
But when the showman saw Pinocchio's tears, he took pity on him.
"Perhaps I'll throw Harlequin on the fire instead,"
he said.
No, please spare poor Harlequin," said Pinocchio. "Throw me on the fire instead."
The showman was so impressed with his bravery that he pardoned Harlequin and gave Pinocchio 5 gold pieces.
It's time to turn over to side 2.